There's a gas pedal that all of us have in our golf swing that we're going to show you how to really apply some speed with today. Today's video, we are going to show you why what you may be doing with your trail arm is hindering your club head speed. Then of course, we're going to show you what should happen and why it should happen. And then we're going to show you how to ingrain it. Why is how we move our trail arm so detrimental, or can be detrimental in the swing, also kind of a governor for speed?
Yeah, so let's just use the trail arm for a minute. Let's take the lead arm off for a minute. If I thought about how I was going to move this the fastest around me, if I was going to cock it back and kind of sling this club through, at no point would I keep my, like a glove under my elbow and do it like this, and I wouldn't keep my arm down. I would let it come up and I would let it have some freedom. So
we've all seen the golfer on TV, right? I can think of our good buddy Matt Avery's got a logo after him. Where in disgust, you're throwing the club in the water. It's not this kind of motion. It's always getting some elevation, getting some adduction going this way to be able to create that speed in the backswing to load so we can create speed in the downswing. So if you have a concept of trying to keep this arm down because you know it's going to come down in the downswing, stop doing that, bad idea. And if you have a concept of keeping the elbows together, bad idea. The elbows separate roughly 3.5 to 4 inches on average, some a lot more for the best players in the world. So make sure you're not trying to implement those two concepts. Before we dive into the what, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, smash that subscribe button. It helps us out a bunch. Also, let us know in the comments what you're dealing with in your golf swing. We'd be happy to make a video to hopefully help you hit it better. And also check out that first pinned comment below this video. We've got more free training for you. What should we do instead with our trail arm?
Again, so this is going to kind of take the governor off your swing if you do this. So if I just make a swing back here with just my trail arm, you're going to see a couple of things happen, right? The arm went from here at address, right? So it elevates. So the trail arm tricep here is level to the ground. And if both hands were on the club, you'd see this, but the elbow is out a little bit, which gives a little bit of separation to elbows and helps prop this club up. The cool part about that is it gives me somewhere to go with my arm, which is going to help not only create some speed, that initial burst of speed coming out of the top as the body moves, it also is going to lower the club plane down, so it lowers it and shallows it out.
To take that kind of for the player perspective into all this, if you just imagine my below the elbow is photoshopped off. Okay, so you're just focusing on my movement from the elbow to my shoulder. What he's talking about, that lifts, that arm, upper arm lifts in the backswing. Really right at the takeaway, that arm is moving up. Okay, it's not just arm bend, it's arm lift that's happening. At the same time, it's starting to move away from my left arm. So if I have a ball between my two elbows, at about kind of halfway point to the finish of my full swing, that ball would fall, right? Those elbows have to be able to separate some. You don't want to keep them together. Doing that frees up that right arm because we're going to use that to generate speed when we come down. Let's go into the downswing part of this now.
Yeah, so I'll just, again, do it with just my trail arm just to make it easy to see. Put my other hand here that forced me to turn. Here's my top of the backswing. We'll do the for the player perspective again. That arm is just going to lower back down and unfold, right? It's down on my trail side. As I'm pivoting, that brings the club forward into impact where everybody's trying to get.
So you create that illusion that you've driven the arm forward. Again, doing it without the body rotation. Hands are here at address, okay? They go up and out a little bit at the top. From the top down, they lower to my trail side. They don't lower back in front of me. So it's not this kind of movement. It's actually lower to my trail side, and then the rest of that is body turn, which puts the hands on the front leg like we all see great players do. So that's how you not only generate speed, but you also shallow the club and give yourself a reason to rotate. So let's come back with a drill.
Okay.
And give these guys something to work on so they can ingrain it. To do this, we're going to show you one of our favorite drills that we have golfers do in lessons to make sure they kind of connect the dots between the backswing and the downswing by starting them off in a good place at the top of the swing.
Yeah, so this is one of our favorite drills. When someone leaves here, we know if they do this, they're going to get in a pretty good spot at the top, which goes a long ways to making a good downswing, right? So set up normal, take the club and set it on your shoulder here. So you're just above the grip, a little bit on the shaft. Now, when you do this, the most important thing is not to be pinching your elbows.
Yeah, this will be extremely unnatural to do, so just let your arms move naturally.
Yeah, just kind of let them fold. Your elbows, we call it splaying out. I don't know if that's the right word, but they just separate a little bit. Now, if I make my pivot and push up and away this way, that puts the club at the top in a perfect spot. And even get your elbows in the right spot so that this club sits up between your arms some and not laid off or too across the line.
Now this is going to be part stretch for a lot of you, because when Shaun goes back and moves the club off his shoulders, you want to look to make sure your tricep is kind of level with the ground. So there's a clear disconnect there between his tricep getting off his rib cage rather than keeping it on the rib cage. And for a lot of you, that may be tension and stretch down the left side. You may feel it on the right. You'll also be able to fix if that shoulder gets packed in.
Yeah, you're not going to want to have it pushed forward. You want to have it pulled back.
Do that
in the
again?
socket some.
So that drops his tricep back to his rib cage.
Instead of that.
Yes.
So you're in a good spot here. It gives me a good opportunity to have some room between my tricep and my rib cage just to lower this down as I start to turn my body. And that motion there allows the club to get on plane as well.
Well, it allows you to have faster hand speed, which we've done pros versus ames video on that in the past. Faster hand speed early is the hallmark for every golfer that hits with speed. This allows you to do that, and like you said, allows you to shallow by just reconnecting those dots. Once you're able to do that, do this drill well, then you can start to remove the kind of staging of it and start to work your way up there. Pause, make sure you're in the right spot, then make a downswing, then eventually you'll start making the full movement. But first, go quality over quantity. And by quantity, I mean speed. Quality movements over speed until you get the movement down. The speed was easy to put on top of that.